Hey, Shamubeel!
This is a 37-kilo harpicone. My name is Shamubeel Eaqub, and I'm an economist.
What happened to work?
So work's changed completely. The revolution in women entering the workforce has been massive. We've also seen big differences in the way and where people work. And while we've seen more and more people joining the workforce, the kinds of work that are available and where they're available, that has changed. My grandfather trained as a quantity surveyor and worked as a quantity surveyor all his life. Whereas even in my case, I've worked in lots of different employers, and I'd expect my son to work in not just many employers, but many different industries. We've seen big changes with globalization and technology, so industries like manufacturing, for example, have really diminished with the rise of zero, and bookkeepers are becoming pretty rare. So with the regions, there's a fantastic story in terms of the increasing productivity of our agriculture sector, for example. But it has gotten so good at it that it doesn't create many new jobs. We have as many people employed in agriculture today as we did 100 years ago. And that means that our rural economy is productive and profitable, but not necessarily a very good place for jobs or for people to get good incomes. There's a fear that with increases in technology, there's going to be this dystopian wasteland, that there won't be enough jobs for everybody. The reality is that's not the history of the world. With every new technology, we've become more prosperous and we've got more jobs. But what we're seeing over the last few years, and what is likely to persist, is we'll see a polarization in jobs. So growth in very skilled jobs and growth in very unskilled jobs. We're seeing significant increases in really cool skilled jobs like video programmers, software programmers, engineers. They're doing incredible jobs and earning lots of money. There are some weird and wonderful jobs that are coming out as well. So there are people who professionally play video games to try and win really hard to get things like a sword, which they might be able to sell for real life dollars to other players. At the same time, we're seeing a big increase in things like cafes, restaurants, and hospitality industries, which are generally unskilled and relatively unstable kinds of jobs. And what we're seeing with Uber, for example, is one where it's giving lots of people to participate in the taxi industry, but those people who are working in it quite often have very precarious rights, very precarious hours, and very precarious incomes. We're in the middle of the next big revolution in technology, and history tells us that each new revolution is frightening, but in the end have proven to be great forces for good. It creates more jobs and more prosperity.
Will tech kill us all?